Though we don't know them in real life, a celebrity death can still feel personal. From movie stars to athletes to musicians who changed the world, here are some of the celebrities we lost in 2023. On January 7th, 54-year-old Adam Rich, the youngest star of the 70s comedy drama 8 is Enough, was discovered dead at his Los Angeles home. Rich played the role of little brother Nicholas in 8 is Enough from 1977 to 1981. The actor and his distinctive page boy haircut later made guest appearances on The Love Boat and Code Red before going on to act in projects like Gunshy and Dungeons & Dragons in the 80s. As a young adult, Rich ran into trouble with drugs, and in 1991, he was arrested for trying to rob a pharmacy. In an interview with People after nearly dying from an overdose of Valium, Rich said, "What I've been through is impossible to understand unless you've been there." More recently, Rich stayed out of the spotlight, making his final screen appearance in 2003 when he played himself in Dickie Roberts' former child star. In a bittersweet 2021 Instagram post, Rich wrote, "I'm grateful for the joy felt while working on 8. I do hope it may have brought you some joy as well." Rock guitarist Jeff Beck died at age 78 on January 10th. A statement posted on his Instagram page revealed, after suddenly contracting bacterial meningitis, Jeff peacefully passed away yesterday. His family asked for privacy while they process this tremendous loss. Beck rose to fame when he replaced Eric Clapton in the Yardbirds. He went on to form the Jeff Beck Group and Beck, Bogert, and Appease. One of the most respected guitarists of his generation, Beck was twice inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for his contributions to music.
In jazz, in fusion, in rock, blues, he could do it all.
Many of his former collaborators shared their appreciation for Beck online. Rod Stewart tweeted, "Jeff Beck was on another planet. He was one of the few guitarists that when playing live would actually listen to me sing and respond." Elvis Presley's only child, Lisa Marie Presley, died at age 54 on January 12th. Earlier that day, she was rushed to the hospital after a cardiac arrest. Elvis Presley died when Lisa Marie was only 9. She later became a singer-songwriter in her own right and released 3 albums. But her personal life often took focus. Presley was once married to global superstar Michael Jackson, had 2 children with musician and second husband Jacky Oh, tied the knot for a 3rd time with actor Nicolas Cage, and had twins with her 4th ex-husband Michael Lockwood. Presley was buried near her father at Graceland alongside her late son Benjamin Keough, who died by suicide in 2020 at age 27.
Lisa Marie Presley was an icon, a role model, a superhero to many people all over the world.
Dancing with the Stars judge Len Goodman died on April 22nd from prostate cancer, which spread to his bones. He'd been in hospice in the UK for a short time and was only a few days from his 79th birthday. In 2004, the 60-year-old dance teacher from the East End of London became famous when the British reality competition show Strictly Come Dancing needed an expert judge at the last minute, and one of their professional ballroom dancers recommended him.
"If you don't get 4 tens for that, I'm going to go home and pickle me walnut."
Goodman got a similar lucky break when he was booked on the American equivalent, Dancing with the Stars. Goodman flew across the Atlantic every week to do both shows before he committed to living in the United States. He retired in November 2022 to focus on family and have more quality time with his grandkids. Goodman's manager, Jackie Gill, confirmed the news in a press statement, saying, "Len Goodman was a much-loved husband, father, and grandfather who will be sorely missed by family, friends, and all who knew him." Dancer Derek Hough, who'd known Goodman since he was 12 and later worked with him on Dancing with the Stars, expressed his shock and grief on the Wind Down with Jana Kramer podcast. "We certainly didn't know the extent of his illness. We had no idea the extent because this was a huge shock to all of us, and it's incredibly sad." Jerry Springer, the king of American talk shows, died of pancreatic cancer on April 27th at age 79. Springer's unusual career took him from politics to entertainment. He was Cincinnati's mayor in 1977 and later became a news anchor, which led to his controversial talk show, The Jerry Springer Show. The daytime hit, which featured brawls, paternity tests, and tabloid drama, ran for 3,370 episodes from 1991 to 2018. It sparked a lot of discussion over the years and even inspired a musical, Jerry Springer the Opera. In an interview with CNN, the host reflected on the morality of his own show and attributed its success to escapism, adding that the drama they showed wasn't that different from anything you found in newspaper headlines. "The only difference is that the people on my show aren't famous."
Why has this show lasted for 26 years?
Well,
Probably, well, first it's stupid, and it's got a niche.
A family friend recalled, Jerry's ability to connect with people was at the heart of his success in everything he tried, whether that was politics, broadcasting, or just joking with people on the street who wanted a photo. The actor Marlon Wayans posted a throwback clip of himself on Springer's show on Facebook, writing, "Rest well, buddy. We will all be chanting, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry." The legendary singer Tina Turner died on May 24th at the age of 83. Known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, Turner spent her last days in her home in Switzerland. Turner had various health issues over the past decade and received a kidney transplant from her husband, Erwin Bach, in 2017. The news was broken on her official Instagram page, reading, "With her music and her boundless passion for life, she enchanted millions of fans around the world and inspired the stars of tomorrow. Today, we say goodbye to a dear friend who leaves us all her greatest work, her music." The internationally beloved singer, who was born Anna Mae Bullock in Nutbush, Tennessee, first emerged as a star while working alongside ex-husband Ike Turner on songs like Proud Mary and River Deep Mountain High. After she escaped her abusive marriage to Ike, Tina reinvented herself as a solo artist and had massive hits, including What's Love Got to Do with It? As an actress, she appeared in films like 1985's Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and her autobiography inspired an award-winning biopic starring Angela Bassett. At the news of her death, former President Barack Obama tweeted, "Tina Turner was raw, she was powerful, she was unstoppable." She is survived by her husband and 2 of her 4 children, having tragically lost her sons Craig and Ronnie in recent years. On June 1st, fans of BET's Wild 'N Out were shocked to learn of Jacky Oh's sudden death at age 32. The star, who'd appeared on the show for 5 seasons, was found unresponsive in a Miami hotel on May 31st. She was rushed to Mercy Hospital, where she was eventually pronounced dead. Her partner, fellow Wild 'N Out star DC Young Fly, addressed the public on June 2nd, telling people that he appreciated their support of him and their 3 children, Nova, Nala, and Prince, and asking for privacy in which to grieve. Another cast member, B. Simone, paid tribute to Jacky on Instagram, posting, "You are an amazing friend, entrepreneur, and above all, a phenomenal mother. You have a village down here that will always make sure your children know the exceptional woman their mother was." Actor Treat Williams died at age 71 after being thrown from his motorcycle in a traffic accident on June 12th. Local emergency services in Vermont said Williams was airlifted from the crash site and that he was the only one injured. Over 5 decades, the character actor worked on hundreds of projects. His big break came in the 1979 movie version of the musical Hair and went on to films like Once Upon a Time in America in 1984 and Deep Rising in 1998. In the early 2000s, he starred in the TV drama series Everwood. An emotional family statement quoted in Variety read, "Treat was full of love for his family, for his life, and for his craft, and was truly at the top of his game in all of it. To all his fans, please know that Treat appreciated all of you, and please continue to keep him in your hearts and prayers." Friends and celebrities like William Shatner, Wendell Pierce, and Matt Bomer shared their reactions to the sad news online. Bomer paid tribute to Williams on X, posting, "You are an absolute treasure, a beautiful actor, and an even better person." Legendary British actor Glenda Jackson died on June 15th at age 87. Her agent, Lionel Larner, made a statement announcing, "Glenda Jackson died peacefully at her home in Blackheath, London this morning after a brief illness with her family at her side." Michael Caine, who recently worked on a film with Jackson, told PA Media about the experience, saying, "It was as wonderful an experience this time as it was 50 years ago. I shall miss her." After winning a drama school scholarship in her youth, Jackson became a respected stage actor before winning Academy Awards for Ken Russell's Woman in Love in 1969 and A Touch of Class in 1973. But despite her success, Jackson's political beliefs led her to quit acting and become a member of Parliament for the Labour Party, representing her North London constituency from 1992 to 2015 and delivering a fiery criticism of Margaret Thatcher after the former leader's death.
My country is being destroyed by Margaret Thatcher. I'm a supporter of, a member of the Labour Party. Go on, yeah!
In her later years, Jackson went back to her Shakespearean roots by playing King Lear in 2016. 2 years later, she won a Tony for her performance in Edward Albee's Three Tall Women. In an interview with BBC Radio Wales Drive, Sir Jonathan Pryce said, "Quite simply, I believe she is the greatest actor that this country has ever produced." And although Jackson fell out with Tony Blair over the Iraq War, he paid tribute to her on X, writing, "Glenda brought the same great passion to her political life as she did in her long and glorious acting career." On July 26th, Irish singer Sinead O'Connor died at the age of 56. First emerging in the late 80s, O'Connor enjoyed a successful decades-long career, releasing 10 studio albums and earning 8 Grammy nominations. Her 1990 track, Nothing Compares to You, originally written and recorded by Prince, marked a turning point in her career, becoming the #1 single worldwide and one of the biggest-selling singles of the 90s. The music video, featuring an emotional O'Connor with a single tear falling down her cheek, went on to become just as popular. Despite her fame, however, O'Connor insisted on staying true to her artistic values. She boycotted the 1991 Grammys, alleging that the award show only recognized commercial success. Outside of music, O'Connor never shied away from speaking on social issues. On Saturday Night Live in 1992, she tore up a picture of the Pope to protest abuse in the Catholic Church.
Fight the real enemy.
Her friend Bob Geldof once told the New York Times, Sinead is not the tempering type, in that she is very much an Irish woman. On July 31st, a statement released on Paul Reubens' Instagram account announced that the actor had died of cancer at the age of 70. The post read, "Last night we said farewell to Paul Reubens, an iconic American actor, comedian, writer, and producer whose beloved character Pee Wee Herman delighted generations of children and adults with his positivity, whimsy, and belief in the importance of kindness." Reubens kept his diagnosis private, but before his death he posted a message to his fans, writing, "Please accept my apology for not going public with what I've been facing the last 6 years. I have always felt a huge amount of love and respect from my friends, fans, and supporters. I have loved you all so much and enjoyed making art for you." Reubens rose to fame in the late 80s as the lovable childlike character Pee Wee Herman.
I know you are, but what am I?
Pee Wee's Playhouse aired for 5 seasons before ending its run in 1991. Although he was mostly known as Pee Wee, Reubens played many other notable roles in projects like Murphy Brown, the 2001 film Blow, and Pushing Daisies. Following news of his death, there's been an outpouring of grief from Reubens' fellow actors and fans. Angus Cloud was only 25 when he died on July 31st of an accidental overdose. TMZ published a statement from Cloud's family reading, "It is with the heaviest heart that we had to say goodbye to an incredible human today. As an artist, a friend, a brother, and a son, Angus was special to all of us in so many ways." Cloud had been grieving the death of his father a week earlier. The family went on to say, "The only comfort we have is knowing Angus is now reunited with his dad, who was his best friend. Angus was open about his battle with mental health, and we hope that his passing can be a reminder to others that they are not alone and should not fight this on their own in silence." Cloud was known for his portrayal of drug dealer Fezco on the hit HBO series Euphoria.
I'm not gonna help you kill yourself, Rue. I'm sorry, but you can't be coming over here no more.
He was cast after being approached by a talent scout in Brooklyn. As Cloud told ID, "I definitely thought it could be some kind of scam, but I ended up getting the agent's phone number because she seemed real legit." But celebrity wasn't easy for the young actor, who confided to The Face, "I'm not comfortable with fame. I'm just a regular dude, man." Emmy-winning actor Cephas Jones died on August 19th at the age of 66 from lung disease. In a statement to People, Jones's representative said, "Throughout the course of his career, his warmth, beauty, generosity, kindness, and heart were felt by anyone who had the good fortune of knowing him."
The end is not sad, Rebecca. It's just the start of the next incredibly beautiful thing.
Jones was best known for his portrayal of William Hill, Randall Pearson's biological father, on the hit NBC drama This Is Us. For his work on the show, Jones earned 4 Emmy nominations, 1 for Best Supporting Actor and 3 in the Outstanding Guest Actor category. By the time the show went off the air in 2022, Jones had won 2 Guest Actor Emmys, first in 2018 and then in 2020. Jones had decades of Hollywood experience, but William Hill proved to be the most pivotal role of his career. In a June 2022 appearance on Today, Jones shared, "It gave me a chance to show people my level of work. So I'm getting work because of my work as opposed to trying to toil. It took a little while, but it paid off in the end." In 2021, Jones opened up about undergoing a lung transplant after a diagnosis of pulmonary disease. As he told the New York Times, "It still was a very difficult and arduous recovery. I'm recovering for the rest of my life." On July 21st, American pop and jazz legend Tony Bennett died at the age of 96. In a statement to People, Bennett's representative announced, The beloved singer who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in 2016 is survived by his wife, Susan Benedetto, his 2 sons, Danny and Day Bennett, his daughters, Joanna Bennett and Antonia Bennett, and 9 grandchildren. Bennett's family had previously revealed his diagnosis in a 2021 profile in AARP magazine. Despite his ill health, Bennett's wife Susan confirmed that the iconic singer remained his cheerful self, sharing, "He'd tell me, 'Susan, I feel fine.' That's all he could process, that physically he felt great. So nothing changed in his life. Anything that did change he wasn't aware of." A multi-award-winning artist, Bennett came into the limelight in the early 50s when he released his debut single, Because of You. He's arguably best known for 1962's I Left My Heart in San Francisco, a song that eventually earned him a spot in the Grammy Hall of Fame. Bennett won 2 Emmy Awards and 19 Grammys, including a Lifetime Achievement honor throughout his decades-long career. But despite his many accolades, Bennett found fulfillment in the simpler things. As he admitted to Forbes in 2016, "Personally, my 4 children and 7 grandchildren are what make me proud." Bob Barker, longtime host of The Price is Right, died on August 26th at the age of 99. Barker's publicist, Roger Neal, said in a statement to People, "It is with profound sadness that we announce that the world's greatest MC who ever lived, Bob Barker, has left us." Barker's longtime girlfriend, Nancy Burnett, added, "We were great friends over these 40 years. He will be missed." After beginning his media career in the 50s, Barker landed the job on The Price is Right in 1972. He would go on to host the show for 35 years, during which he received 19 Emmys. In 2007, Barker announced his retirement, handing the reins to Drew Carey. In an interview with People, looking back on his Price is Right career, Barker, an animal rights activist, shared, "I had the pleasure of working with a dedicated and talented cast and crew for 35 great years. Particularly close to my heart was the ability our vast popularity gave me to remind our entire audience daily about the importance of spaying and neutering your pets." Barker had sparked concerns over his health through the years. According to Fox News, in 2017, the television host suffered a head injury after a fall at home and was hospitalized. Then, in 2018, Barker was hospitalized after experiencing severe back pain. Despite his history of medical emergencies, Barker's publicist confirmed that the television host died of natural causes. On September 1st, American singer-songwriter Jimmy Buffett died at 76. A statement posted to his website read, "Jimmy passed away peacefully on the night of September 1st, surrounded by his family, friends, music, and dogs. He lived his life like a song till the very last breath, and will be missed beyond measure by so many." Buffett died of complications from Merkel cell carcinoma, a rare skin cancer with which he'd been diagnosed 4 years earlier. Buffett began his musical career in 1970 when he released his debut single, Down to Earth. But it wasn't until 1977, when he released Margaritaville, that Buffett gained widespread popularity. And though Margaritaville became a place many aspired to be, Buffett told the Arizona Republic, "There was no such place as Margaritaville. It was a made-up place in my mind, basically made up about my experiences in Key West and having to leave Key West and go on the road to work and then come back and spend time by the beach." Given the song's cultural impact, it's hardly a surprise that it was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2016. In addition to his music career, Buffett enjoyed just as much bliss in his personal life. The singer was married to his wife, Jane Slogsvall, for 45 years and was a proud father to 3 kids. On September 4th, Smash Mouth's lead vocalist, Steve Harwell, died at age 56. In his statement to Rolling Stone, band manager Robert Hayes confirmed that the singer died peacefully, surrounded by his family and loved ones. Hayes added, "Steve has been retired from Smash Mouth for 2 years now, and the band continues to tour with new vocalist Zach Good. That said, Steve's legacy will live on through the music." Harwell's death followed closely on the heels of the announcement that he'd entered hospice care due to acute liver failure. The singer, who publicly battled alcoholism, had previously been diagnosed with cardiomyopathy and Wernicke encephalopathy. Harwell was the lead singer of Smash Mouth from 1994 to 2021, when he announced his retirement due to his long-term health problems. During his time with the group, they sold over 10 million records, scoring multiple entries on the Billboard 200 albums chart, as well as 5 top 40 singles. Harwell and his former wife, Michelle LaRocque, had a son, Presley, who died in 2001 from acute lymphocytic leukemia at the age of 6 months. He is survived by his fiancée, Annette Jones. Actor Suzanne Somers died on October 15th after surviving breast cancer for more than 23 years. She was 76 years old. Somers' publicist told Page Six that her family had planned to celebrate her 77th birthday on October 16th, sharing, "Instead, they will celebrate her extraordinary life and want to thank her millions of fans and followers who loved her dearly."
Enjoy each day, because you never know what tomorrow will bring.
Somers was probably best known for her roles in the sitcoms Three's Company and Step by Step. She got her start as the nameless blonde in T-Bird in the classic 1973 film American Graffiti. She took the role very seriously, telling The Guardian, "I only had 3 words in the entire film, I love you. I practiced all day in the mirror." But that's not all. Somers also carved out a lucrative career as a spokeswoman and businesswoman. Joking to Entrepreneur magazine, "You know, I've written 27 books on health, I've done 16 or 18 years of series television, I've given lectures, and the thing I am best known for is the Thigh Master." Perhaps, however, her greatest accomplishment was her quest for equal pay for women. In 1980, Somers was fired from Three's Company when she asked for similar compensation to that of her male co-star John Ritter. Despite the setback, she told People, "All careers hit walls, but I reinvent myself and I keep going." On October 24th, actor Richard Roundtree, legend of the Shaft film franchise, died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 81. His manager, Patrick McMinn, released a statement reading, "Richard's work and career served as a turning point for African-American leading men. The impact he had on the industry cannot be overstated." Roundtree was diagnosed with breast cancer in 1993 and underwent a double mastectomy and 6 months of chemotherapy as part of his treatment. At the time, he told People, "I'm not embarrassed. Breast cancer is unusual in men, yes, but you have to be a man to get through this, damn right." In addition to his role as John Shaft in the Shaft franchise, Roundtree will be remembered for appearances in numerous television shows, including 1977's Roots and 1989's Generations. During his career, which spanned 5 decades, Roundtree established himself as a cultural icon, earning multiple nominations and awards. Actor Viola Davis paid tribute to Roundtree on Instagram, posting, "The strength, authority, the mystery, and ownership of sexuality seared through the screen and into our lives. You left us with that. Rest well, Mr. Roundtree. May flights of angels." Friends star Matthew Perry died on October 28th in an apparent drowning at his Los Angeles home. He was 54.
If I did die, it would shock people, but it wouldn't surprise anybody.
Perry, who was born and raised in Canada, moved to Hollywood to live with his father, actor John Bennett Perry, and fell in love with acting. But beyond his love for acting, Perry wanted a shot at the spotlight. In a 2002 interview with the New York Times, Perry admitted, "There was steam coming out of my ears. I wanted to be famous so badly. But with fame came more trouble." The actor soon found himself struggling with addiction, a problem he would deal with for many years following his big break. In addition to Friends, Perry racked up a lot more acting credits, including 17 Again and Serving Sarah, as well as CBS's reboot of The Odd Couple. Perry's final appearance was as Ted Kennedy in The Kennedys after Camelot. Fred White, Earl Bowen, Ben Masters, Tatiana Petites, Gina Lollobrigida, David Crosby, Lisa Loring, Cindy Williams, Raquel Welch, Stella Stevens, Richard Belzer, Jansen Panettiere, Tom Sizemore, Robert Blake, Paul Grant, Lance Reddick, Judy Farrell, Lasse Wellander, Michael Lerner, Elizabeth Hubbard, Barry Humphries, Harry Belafonte, Tim Bachman, Gordon Lightfoot, Jacqueline Zeman, Anna Shea, Astrid Gilberto, Pat Cooper, Alan Arkin, David McCallum, Michael Gambon, Rudolph Isley, Billy Miller, Rosalind Carter, Ryan O'Neill, Anna Cardwell, Andre Brower. If you or someone you know needs help with mental health, please contact the Crisis Text Line by texting HOME to 741-741. Call the National Alliance on Mental Illness Helpline at 1-800-950-NAMI 6264 or visit the National Institute of Mental Health website.